Wagwan, what's happening? My name is Ruby, the host of the NGShip Podcast. Welcome to another dope episode. Massive shout out to our supporters, our partners, More Wines with it. Encore Nairobi, of course, is where we're shooting at. And of course, Trend Sneakers. Paul Makeup Parlor with the makeup as well. Thank you for checking out this episode. If you're watching this, fam, I'm not gonna stop saying this. I have to keep telling you this in every single episode. You need to subscribe, okay? A lot more people who haven't subscribed to my Ruby V channel are watching stuff on this channel as compared to the people who have subscribed. So if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, pause this, subscribe, okay? And then get right back in it. I'm excited about today's episode. We're going to be having a guest who has been chachishaing with the Kayvo Kforce, and I'm excited to get into this conversation. Stay tuned. Kevin got that heat. The guest in today's episode of the podcast is a rapper who has been largely or heavily affiliated with Ke4 Kforce and the Namba Nane Skyline Records label. He's going to tell us about that. He's a rapper who has been based out there. He's going to tell us where. And now he's in the 254. And before he dips, I decided that, you know what, we're going to have him on the podcast so we can kind of have a conversation about this and really find out if, you know, where he's at is where everything is popping, or, you know, Nairobi Noksema. What's good, Mr. K4?
What's up, Miss Ruby?
How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing yourself?
I'm good. Welcome to the set.
The lovely 254 too, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so on the set,
yes.
I'm going to start by saying we start by drinking a little wine. So
it's a little toasty, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's how we're going to start this, especially because, you know, I'm welcoming you into the 254, right? Yeah. How's your stay been so far?
Amazing, man. The stay is amazing.
Yeah.
Learning a lot of things. Face to face now, better than, you know, on the internet.
What you mean? What have you learned?
Where everybody's capping.
Is that what happened? Okay, cheers.
Yeah. So, cheers.
To that. Okay.
It's some good wine.
Yes, it is.
Ooh.
Yes, it is.
It's some good wine. So
tell me, what have you been learning?
Yeah, the Shang, definitely. I'm trying to stay updated with that thing. Yeah, Kashang Flani Apo Kana come design Flani is new words every day. So I'm trying to learn everything, and shout out to my boy Ke4, man. Anytime I hear a new word, you know, I always write it down.
Yeah.
I feel like, yo, bro, what does this mean? You know, so I've learned things are different on the ground. You know, when you on the other side, you kind of look at things like, damn, everything is going smooth, everything is going, people is popping here and there, but once you step up in the 2-5, it's different. Yeah, man, and everything is not too fly, so you gotta.
I mean, most of it is
most
fly.
of it gets a pass, you know. I'm not gonna say it doesn't, but most of it definitely gets a pass.
Favorite Shang word right now, then?
Favorite Shang word. Damn, I've learned a lot. This Nico BA is like, I'm good.
Oh.
Nico BA. That's like, it's like easy. I don't know the spellings to it yet. Working on it.
I'm not even gonna sit here and pretend I know all this stuff.
And the funny thing is now, the more that I'm speaking Swahili,
yeah,
most of the Shang is coming through. Like what I scared to Wiki finesse apple by itself.
Which is last 1 hour with it.
I can pull it out 99%. I can finesse it though, to a certain way. Ukijari Busan do their job.
Let's see. So tell me, where you rapping? Where you from?
Originally, I'm a village boy born in Ke4. You dig? I'm a Ke4 boy, but grew up half of my life here and most of my life in the other side. You know, so most of
What's
the time.
What's the other side? Where does someone would just be knowing?
I mean, I was assuming that you will figure it out. So, I am literally from Ke4, Kenya, but grew up my life here. The other one is in the United States.
Okay.
That's the other side, as everybody else kind of calls
that's
it.
the other side.
That's the other side for me. You know,
That's
east or west,
cool.
home is best. You know. What I'm
Is
saying?
America really the land of milk and honey and opportunities? And oh my God, I was homeless yesterday and today, boom, I got a house.
Hey, look, America is a home of all the above. I can tell you, milk, honey, and you can put any other spices you want to it to kind of make it your own vibe. You understand? The perspective about how dope it is and everything, people live up to it, but the weirdest thing is there's homeless people in America too, you know.
I mean, that's not weird. We know this.
No, it's funny because sometimes when you kind of tell people like there's a homeless, one of my guys came from out here and we were just taking a ride in New York, and there was homeless guys asking for dollars on the street. He's like, yo, are you serious? Like this happens here? Do you see the perception that he had? He has that perspective that in the States you can never have homeless people. Funny thing is, in the States, even if you have a job, even if you have a good career going on, if you are not really on the lookout, you are only one paycheck away from being homeless.
That's what they say in like literally every movie now.
Nah, it's like serious. Like you can have a job and a career and everything. If you don't have it all planned out perfectly, after a while, you can lose your job. Everybody loses a job. You know what I'm saying? And COVID is here. It's kind of hard to maintain a job. A lot of people lose jobs and everything. So you're only a paycheck away to be homeless. I mean, you have to kind of get yourself planned. It is the land of opportunities. That I cannot lie. If you are working hard and you are focused and you're trying to acquire something, you can do it.
Yeah.
But if you get comfortable with the fruits that it kind of gives you without, there's those benefits you get without doing nothing.
Yeah.
You're probably not gonna achieve a lot that you was looking for.
Yeah. So every day on the internet we see a lot of crazy shit from America, right? Every day. There's literally the weirdest, wildest, craziest shit being reported from the United States.
Yeah.
As a black person, what is your Kenyan experience like? What has it been like in America?
You see, the thing about it being Kenyan, especially in the other side in America, is you will catch up with the system. You will catch up with the culture. You will be a part of it at some point, because sometimes you can't really run away from it. Let's say you grow up over there and you go to high school over there. There's some things that you'll become a part of that you wasn't able to be a part of when you was in Kenya. So
Things like what?
I mean, especially like when you're doing high school, there's a lot of, when it comes to sports, pepperories, all that stuff, you could literally be a part of it. And then the culture, there's the hip hop culture, there's the dance culture, there's the gang banging culture. It's all those stuff that is already there. But being that half of my life I grew up outside that country, I grew up outside America, there's morals and principles that I always carry with me that always just keep me kind of, secluded from the rest of the crowd on doing something. Like, I will know this is wrong, and not only that it's gonna be wrong on me, it's just because I know as much as I'm in America and I could do something wrong, I go home, I'm still gonna get an ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? So those morals and principles that we kind of grew up with and put together by our parents, and we kind of took it over there and kind of learned our side and this side. You just gotta pick a side. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pick a side and know exactly like, what are you doing? Who are you doing with? Is this safe? Is this not? And you come from Kenya, you gotta make sure that your parents don't gotta come and get you from places you don't want to be, because they don't care. They still whoop your ass.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about the music a little bit, right? What sparked up your interest in hip hop?
So it started like writing spoken words type of stuff. I was just writing my own, I got some thoughts, I write it. Grew up with most of my brothers who was in boarding school, so I was dolo. I didn't have a lot of people to kind of, conversate with about a lot of things. My mom, my dad, everybody doing their own thing. So I started by writing things by myself and kind of, starting putting words together, putting rhymes together. I was still out here when I was doing that. So when I went to America, that kind of went away for a minute because culture shock is one of the biggest things that I had to deal with, you know, foods, everything. So once I got there, I got interested with the culture. I wanted to learn where I'm at, what I'm doing, who I'm doing it with, and everything. So after a while, I started, you know, backtracing back to my writing and everything because, you know, I used to do poems over there in my English class and everything. So after a while, I started, you know, hearing some of the things that I write in some people's records. I'm like, oh, he could really do that. You know what I'm saying? So I started literally teaching myself how to put whatever I wrote down into a beat or a rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's a spoken word, I get a certain beat that I can just kind of break down and everything. What I liked about it most that kept me going is just after some time, there's some fire punchlines that you could probably like write by yourself and you'd be like, yo, that's dope. I hope somebody else somewhere, you know, like when you listen to somebody, you be like, yo, that line is really dope. It makes you say, ooh. So that's like you ever write your own stuff and you'd be like, ooh, that's the thing that kept me going. And the fact that, you know, it kept me out from a lot of trouble. It kept me indoors to kind of start working on that craft instead of being outside on the street doing other stuff, you know. Yeah.
How'd you link up with Ke4?
Oh God. So with Ke4, so started making records right after high school. First time I jumped in the studio was 2010. That's when I jumped in the studio. I started releasing records like on, at that time it was Facebook or MySpace. It's way back. Yeah, so don't even. So it was the transition between MySpace to Facebook and everything. And we were heavy on SoundCloud at that time. Because, you know, everybody else used to, you know, drop records on YouTube, but we did not kind of have enough visualizing stuff, like as in video-wise, to put on YouTube. So we used to do only like, how can I say, lyrical videos. That's what we used to do and post it. But we used to be heavy on SoundCloud because, you know, everybody was able to download something. We was them SoundCloud rappers. So after a while, so I jumped in the studio in 2010. I made records a couple years down. The guy who put me on passed away. Rest in peace, my boy Ke4, by the way. He's the first dude who ever put me in the studio, showed me the ropes and the routes and the tricks, everything. He made sure that I know exactly how to go around that. Actually did a tribute record for him. It's on Namba Nane Skyline channel. Check it out. So you can, if you listen to the record, he kind of tells the whole story. We became family. So once he passed, I kind of took a step away from music. So this is the part that Ke4 comes in. When I come back to the music scene 2 years later, I reached out to Smalls Lethal from States. Then I'm like, yo, you know, you can see, I'm can see. I was trying to see if we could put in some work. So apparently something worked out. We did something. And shout out my boy Vijay, he shot the video. So Ke4 comes into the picture while that video was being shot. Apparently Ke4 was in Ke4 shooting a video of his own, minding his own business. So me being that I was studying the Kenyan music industry so much, I knew the people who was popping, the people who had the bars, the people who had the flow, people who had the vibe. I knew everybody like in the rap scene who was really doing their own thing. So I'm sitting there, the video is done, and then boom, guess what? I see Ke4 cameoing on the goddamn video. I'm like, yo, hold up. Rewind this thing for a second. That's Ke4. I'm like, this nigga's sick. Like, he can drop bars. I used to bump to Ke4 in the bus on my way to school. Back in the States, like I downloaded the Hip Hop Tuesdays. I used to bump to that, and it was him, 6 Foot, and Kalamoto, and all these other people who was in the scene. So I was already paid in. I was sucked into the game. I was like hooked into it. I knew who was dope. I knew who was doing the thing. So I'm like, yo, that's Ke4. So I hit up Smalls. I'm like, yo, Smalls, how the hell did you get Ke4 to, you know, do the cameo on the song? He say, oh, he was there and Ke4's my boy, so you know what it is. So them niggas ended up linking up and, they did their own thing. So after that, I get his face on Instagram, matter of fact. So as soon as I get the Instagram, I go ahead, I'll be like, yo, good looks, thanks for showing up at the video and doing what you do. And matter of fact, just before I finish this text, you're a hell of a fucking rapper. So I was like, I appreciate what you did, and I felt like it was dope that there was that support system between these rappers, and they were both doing the same, they in the same genre of music, and they're supporting each other, and I really like that. It was the support that you could see that teamwork make the dream work. So I got that vibe from them doing that. So that's how I met Ke4. We just started, I DM'd him after a while. I sent him a song that I already did. He liked it, and we just started chatting online like that. Then a few weeks later, I got the phone number, and it's 4 years now. It's 4 years now. We've been very good friends. 4 years. Hell of a guy, a mentor to her. You know what I'm saying? He's a very dope mentor. Like when I met him, it was more of just show me the ropes of the goddamn game. Like, I know you're doing this. I know you got your paws in it deep. Like, I just want you to let me know how to move around. You see, being on the other side and being here, things is totally different. The Kenyan music scene is not as huge as you think.
On the other side.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that, because I remember we were having a conversation, and you said like at a Kenyan club out there, you don't even get to hear any Kenyan music. Well,
I'm not gonna cap, and for all my fans, don't kill me for this, but I'm gonna just say the truth. You feel me? The irony of it, you can go to a Kenyan club in the States, you will get about 30% reggae, or 20, let's say that, right? And you will get like a 40% in like different genres of music. 90%, like most of the time, you will hear people listening to Afrobeats. You understand?
Why is that? Is it that you're disconnected from the scene? You don't know what's happening?
I mean, and another thing is that you gotta understand that most of the times that on the other side, when you playing music, you only get to play the Kenyan scene music when you're actually kicking it with Kenyans. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you go to the Kenyan clubs, is different ethnicities that I pull up to that club. So as a DJ, I would think is you trying to cater for mostly everybody who's there.
But it's a Kenyan club.
It's a Kenyan club, but that is being played because you gotta understand, like the way I'm looking at it personally, but my survey gave me this, and you can ask anybody who's out there. They do play Kenyan music. The irony of it is not the new music. It's the Kumbeni under 18 music. Is to PTOST, the Nonini records, the wider records, the Necessary Noise records that come to bless my room in the morning. They play those. They play the old records that we grew up with.
Why? That's why I asked, is there a disconnect? Hold up. Let me ask, is it a disconnect in terms of the DJ? Who's the DJ? Is it an American DJ?
No, it's a Kenyan DJ.
Okay, so is it that the DJ doesn't know the music that is happening out here, or the audience doesn't fuck with the new shit that's coming out from?
Now you're speaking that.
But why?
I'm gonna sip to that.
Hold on. No, what is the reason? Because we think that the music industry has really improved. That people are putting out records that actually make sense, and the visuals are looking good and everything.
You're saying all truth. So the thing about it is this. From my understanding is, as much as they're trying to cater for different ethnicities and everything, Kenyans are being catered to. Now, reggae is one of the genres that has been accepted by almost all ethnicities. Let's just be honest, right?
Yeah.
And Afrobeats, which just kind of came to the same caliber, is being accepted with almost all the ethnicities. Even white people is bumping to that shit, you know what I'm saying? Because it's dope, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody else here is it. You know, it's more of rhythm, it's more vibe, and then storytelling after that. What you're saying in the records and everything. Now, which is major key, you know. Let's kind of break it down. I love Gengaton. Gengaton is rap literally. It's just on a dance hall beat. It's the message. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's the message. So most of those songs, we listen to them personally when we in the house. You understand what I'm saying? We listen to.
I mean, there's like raunchy Afrobeats records.
No, I'm not saying that there's not. You understand what I'm saying? I'm explaining to you that it makes more sense when Kenyans are listening to that Kenyan music. So I give you an example. It was a house party, right? And somebody was like, "Yo, it's Kenyan." You know what I'm saying? Like it's Kenyans and Nigerians was in there. It's like, "Yo, Nigerians got most of the best records and everything." Is like, who's the top that you guys can play from Kenya? As in, you know what I'm saying? I was sitting there. I wasn't holding the remote. Do you know who they played? They played Sauti Sol as the best Kenyan, which I was happy about because they representing. They taking us. They waving the Kenyan flag almost everywhere they go. You know what I'm saying? Now my question was, how come they didn't throw a rapper in there? Because the Nigerians were throwing rappers in there. You understand? The Nigerians were throwing MI in there. They were throwing all these nice rappers in there. But when they were asked to play something Kenyan, as far as that genre goes, they played Sauti Sol, which I was still happy about because they represent.
Yeah, they're doing the thing. And you know what? We're gonna take a little break, and then we're gonna come and speak about like, is it that the Kenyan music sucks? That it's not getting played.
Hey,
I don't know, man.
Look,
we're gonna talk about that. Wait, hold up. No, hold it.
We do a research.
Hold it. So tell me, what's happening out there? Is it that the music that we think is really hot out here is not transcending the market? It can't, cross over into different ethnicities?
No, you can. You see, even Afrobeats took a whole minute for it to kind of crack open into the American market. It didn't just happen overnight. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so like, since the United States is really populated with different ethnicities from almost everywhere, from every single country in the world. Like, you can find anybody from any part of the world in America, regardless. You will find them. The Kenyan community over there, they are very spread out. Everybody's different places, different locations and everything. The ironic part about it is, you say Minnesota, a lot of people will say a lot of Kisses is there. If you say Delaware, they say a lot of Kikuyus is in there. If you say Pennsylvania, a lot of people will say it's a lot of Luo around it. It's Luo's in there, so that's Kisumu City. You know what I'm saying? It's different ethnicities that are spread out around the entire 50 states of America. You understand what I'm saying? So as far as the Kenyan music goes, is if you put the percentage of the Kenyan music that is being put out there, or it's popping for it to be able to cross the borders to the other side of the Pacific, it's not that much. Do you understand what I'm saying? In the sense of, in a week, you'll find about 50 new Nigerians have dropped like fire records. And all of them, they cross over because you find people bouncing back on the social media, everybody talking about it, Yeah. And the weirdest thing that you're probably not gonna understand, and it's hard for anybody to understand, is that as a Kenyan artist, you can pop off, but you gotta pop off for here. They gotta accept you in home first for you to pop up over there. You see how Davido kind of did his switch up from ATL to Nigeria, popped off, then put it back on his other side. I kind of feel it's the same way. You feel me? And most Kenyans like to see action. You have done this. You are moving in a certain way. You are doing this. You know, they will sit down there and kind of do like a little survey on your records and everything, and be like, yeah, they dope. You see, everybody will judge dopeness on different ways. You know what I'm saying? There's the beats, there's the wordplay, there's different ways that you can judge somebody's music. So, as far as I'm concerned, the Kenyan music scene on the other side, I feel like people are listening to the old music because they were more comfortable with it.
And maybe people are stuck in their ways over there too. Like, it's I do understand the whole old records thing, because when you play an old record and a new record, the old one slaps different.
Dude.
Because I feel like also it's the memories tied to it. It's like it takes you to a certain place in time. You can almost remember where you were when you first heard this record for the first time.
And another thing
I feel like
is that the old music, a lot of people could relate to it.
Because of the stories?
They were literally saying a lot of stuff that was really going on with the community. If you hear what I'm saying, a lot of people could relate to it. It's just now that the way of that being said is different than it was. They doing the same thing now. Yeah. They're still talking about the community and the things that is going around in the community. You know.
Yeah.
The only thing is like the delivery is different than it was back then.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It got better.
Yeah.
Sound quality better,
exactly.
videos better, and everything. So it's not only just for us as artists to keep on doing what we're doing. It's just for our fans to grow into what we're doing now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the Kenyan music will still be accepted from either old or new. It's still accepted.
So then, what do you think? Mm-hmm. What do you think can be done out there? Not even out here, because you're not out here. I'm not gonna ask you from. You just got here, so you think there's stuff that we could do. Since you're out there and you live there and you know the Kenyan community that's out there, what do you think can be done? You know, to have at least more Kenyan music played in the club, as opposed to like, oh, we're at a house party and this is just for us Kenyans. Because what I'm getting is Nigerians are not like, this is just for us Nigerians. Like, everybody will listen to that record if it crosses over. Yeah. But then with like Gengetone, which is what you referenced, right?
Yeah, it has
exactly. That. It has. It's like, oh, this is a Kenyan crowd song.
Gengetone is dope. Don't get me twisted. It's just that what can be done is this. We just keep on doing what we can as artists. You understand? You know, even Afrobeats was already there before we even knew it was already there. It just took us some time to actually gravitate to it and love it and actually start listening to it as far as it goes. And another thing I could say is not only just play KE here in Kenya, is play KE everywhere.
You guys involved in that campaign?
Yes.
You was just looking at it like, look what's happening?
No, we was involved in that. You know, we did feel like at some point most of our music were not being played. We even used that to kind of push our DJs to do more on the other side. We did. So the only thing is, most of the music that people get to listen there is a bit more, you know. Okay, let me just say it like this, right? Put yourself in a position where you're listening to a good 10 plus genres in one day. Okay? All right? And they slap different. All of them. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, you could be somebody who love music, somebody who love beats, somebody who love wordplay, anything. You're in a place where you're listening to Latino music. You're listening to EDM, you're listening to soul, you're listening to hip-hop, you're listening to rock, you're listening to rap. You listen to different types of ethnicities. And 90% of the time to 99% of the time, everything that you're bumping that is right in your face, it's not Kenyan music unless you go looking for it.
Heard you.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Wait. Hold on. So the artists are not making their music as available?
No, the music is being made available. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you're in the States, the music that is made available for you without even lifting a finger to look for it, I mean, as much as you turn on your car and you bump into it, is the music that is there for people who are already there. So in order for you to go find a Kenyan record in America, you're not going to tune into a radio station. Yeah. You have to actually go look for it.
Yeah.
It's not on your face.
You can tune into my show, Homebridge Radio 103.5.
You understand?
Saturdays.
Oh, no.
Wait, hold on. Let me do this plug. I know you people are going to see this.
You know what I'm
if
saying?
you need Kenyan hip hop, I'm not even playing right now. Can you co-sign my show?
I'm co-signing it. I listen to it myself, you know, because the hip hop show that actually puts me on almost every new record in Kenya while I'm not here. HSC, man.
Hip hop culture.
You gotta jump on that. It's the
you.
way.
Show details right here. Thank you.
You definitely right there.
So yeah.
So is as easy as I turn on the car, I get to hear all these other genres that I just mentioned, except Kenyan music. So in order for you to actually bump to that, is either you have a CD or you actually go to iTunes to actually look for it. You understand?
Okay.
So 90% of the time, people have already accustomed themselves with whatever that is popping over there. By the time they're going to listen to whatever that is popping out here, somebody like me or another person have to put them on to be like, yo, this is really popping. Or they have to see the internet. They'll be like, oh, really? Medja and Ke4 dropped some fire today. Like, let's hear what that sounds like. You know what I'm saying? But it's not something that it's there. So
is that the same narrative for Afrobeats too? You turn on the radio, you hear like a Davido record, right?
Yeah, you would turn on the radio and the hip hop that plays, the hip hop station that plays Jadakiss, the hip hop that plays Drake, Pusha T, Jay, all of that. You would still hear Davido, If, and Burna Boy Ye on the same radio station.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I guess there's also things you've mentioned, like, a new record by a Nigerian artist drops and they're on social media blowing it up and all that. I don't think the same thing happens in the Kenyan scene. I mean, there's a few people who will get online and talk about it, but I don't think it's as amplified, because someone from the outside was even asking me, like, why is the engagement on social media for Kenyans not as popping as like someone like South Africans or Nigerians, yet we have access to more internet than they do, or something like that.
What you tell them?
I mean, I'm just saying, I guess it's different factors. It's different places or areas that artists can identify and try to work on, I guess. As far as, making your shit cross over.
I mean, Kenyan artists make dope music.
Definitely.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm in Kenya right now, and I've noticed that there's so many artists that are hella dope that I didn't even know. Do you understand? Like, my playlist on the Kenyan music right now is amazing. Like, if I sit down and listen to more than just, me and the people that I see on the internet, there's so many artists who are talented, have gifts that is like, and he's famous. What about him? You know what I'm saying? What about him? See, the thing I like about us is we make dope records. But me, the question that I ask is, you can see in Nigeria, there's a bunch of Wizkids. There's a bunch of Davidos, a bunch of Burna Boys and everything. And them niggas just grabbing each other. He's like pulling water off a well. You just keep on pulling up until everybody gets to the top. So there's so many talented artists that I hear who are not even popping. I was in Ke4, I ran into New Leaf. Sick guy. He's in K4's upcoming drill project
that I got to listen to.
He's in there, and this lady Shanti Flames. Yeah, she's in there. There's some fire artists that is out here. I mean, the only thing I could say is, as Namba Nane Skyline, what I represent, the more the merrier. That's our slogan, me and my boy Ke4. The more we do, the merrier. The more we have, the merrier. Yeah. Why is it so much talent for us to be stingy with it? We gotta share it. You know what I'm saying? I want people to hear your talent. It doesn't have to be exactly bars, but look at what you're doing right now. That's that talent that you got that I don't possess.
I mean, we all can't rap also.
Like, exactly my point.
You can do something else for the culture.
So you could, you're doing something for the culture that is very much needed for artists like us and Ke4 and everybody else in the industry. We need people like you in the game, and that's something we can do. You see, this conversation right here could have never happened if you didn't possess that talent and that gift that you have to actually put it together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. All I can say is just keep on doing what to do and push harder as much as we can. And let's have a lot of calligraphs, a lot of Scam Cardinalis, Endewa Cardinalis. Let's have another Ke4 on the come up. You understand? Let's have another Ke4 on the come up. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be like the only dudes in the top. They just gotta stay at the top. Like me, you know, I think of myself like as a parent in the music industry and everything. I want to see successes. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the only one who's getting the check. I want everybody else to get a check. You know what I'm saying? From graffiti painters, designers, look at this, people who are helping the culture grow, not only in just one genre, but in almost every other genre. Because Kenyan music is huge. I remember how many tribes we have, and every other tribe has their own genre of music that caters for them. My guy in Barambamba is out here doing too much, but he's doing his thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So imagine all that music, but we still share Swahili as a national language. What can we do? We can do a lot, you know what I'm saying?
You know, now away from the serious shit now. While you've been out here, how long has it been?
No, almost a month now.
Okay, what spots have you been checking out?
What spots have I been checking out?
Yes, in Nairobi, in this Kanairo.
I heard about this. Gago what? Faucho? What do you call it?
Fogo Gaucho.
Fogo
You haven't been there yet?
Yeah, that's my next spot to hit. As I mentioned, I'm hitting that.
Oh, you can eat.
I got love for coffee.
Okay.
Love coffee till the day I die. So I've been in Java a lot.
I knew you was gonna say that.
I've been in Java a lot. I even bought a coffee machine the first day I bought a coffee machine and I got my beans grinded at Java. So that's one place I've been to. I've been to a couple malls too. And I'm enjoying some of the foods on the streets. I had my Indi Choma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still looking for my dad's.
Wait. Wait, how long have you been away from Kenya?
Ever since I left, it's been 15 years.
So what have you been eating out here? Like
what I've had?
Have you been having a great experience, or
so,
it's just like yo?
So first few weeks,
I
was like, I might as well just kind of move from my room to the bathroom, you know what I'm saying? But I have a light stomach, so that's on me. You know, I ain't gonna hold y'all because 15 years, and then you go about like 4 months without eating ugali, and you pull up to Kenya, you eating ugali every day. You pull out to Kenya, you eating all this indigenous veggies, you know, the managus, the sagas and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, your body is different locations geographically, and your body changes, you know. Yeah. So definitely. So I've had a couple. They had a couple of those, and chips masala slap. They slap. I mean, like they slap. Chips masala slap, and my Indi Choma was on the move too. What else I've had? Goat. Roasted goat.
You like that?
Ooh, that nyama choma hit. that is a whole different vibe. Once you get that with the kachumbari and the ugali, I might just well sleep right after that because that's just a vibe. Yeah. And what have I done so far? The samosas. I did a few. But yeah, I'm still looking for mandazis though.
Mandazis are out here everywhere.
I haven't managed to get my paws on mandazis yet.
Mandazis are out here everywhere.
Yeah.
Tell me about this upcoming drill project that you were talking about.
Oh, mine's or my
your project.
No, we have you know. See, let me tell you. See, we are very proactive. Me and my boy Ke4, we push each other. That's the thing. You feel me? If I drop a hot single, he'll listen to it. He'll be like, yo, that shit is fire. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm not the only one who got fire up in this. You know what I'm saying? So you probably, you know what I'm saying? If I drop something hot, you up next. See, that's the thing. We push each other. So I did my drill album.
Wait, was inspired by Namba Nane drill, or was that like? Did it just? It's coincidental that both y'all have drill projects.
See, can I tell you the irony about it? None of us told each other that we were making a drill album.
Okay.
Everybody kind of wanted to surprise each other. So I didn't know Force was working on this drill album until I landed. You dig? So he did not know.
For real?
He did not know I was working on my drill. See, the thing about it is, me and Force have this thing that we do is we challenge each other on dopest record, dopest bars. It's weird. We came up with the whole thing. It's like, yo, if you eat me up on this verse, pause.
Okay.
Pause.
Okay. All
right. So, if you kill this verse better than I do, for lack of a better word, then we give each other goals, that things that we need to do if you kill a verse, and if I kill a chorus, and so we set our bars. We got our own thing going on. So me and him literally just go head to head. I don't hear his verse until he doesn't hear my verse. So when they done, and then we hear both of the verses. You feel me? In a sense of, he a hell of a lyricist. He can put words together. You feel me? And he figured out that I could do the same. So he told me, and I told him, he's all right. You got a better verse. I got you on this. And he tells me, if you get a better hook, I got you on this. So every record that you have heard me and him drop, there's two versions to it. His version and my version. You understand? But guess what? Teamwork make the dream work. You feel me? Since we're working together, this is a team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He has his version, I have my version, which is, what can we use? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we give each other prizes on the low bars, but you know, dope record, dope bars, dope chorus. So we work together. So he's not. So I didn't know that he was doing his drill records. So like he did not know I was doing my drill album. So we both kind of pulled up on each other. We're like, yo, guess what? I got something for you to listen.
Yeah.
Weirdly, ironically, the second night that I was kicking it here, he plays me a whole drill album. I look at this nigga, I'm like, yo, you bullshitting, right? He was like, nah, bro, I'm about to drop something, you know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, pass me the Bluetooth. Let me show you something. And I dropped my whole drill. He's like, yo, you did a drill album too? He's like, all right, so he plays a record, I play a record, he plays a record, I play a record. And we bumped to it, we push each other. That's the thing, you know what I'm saying? And he teaches me how the wordplay and the game thing goes as we go. Yeah. So mostly drill album coming soon. Stay on the lookout.
Are you gonna drop a name? Exclusive?
I mean,
give me something.
I cannot give you something yet now because, you know, I got a couple things on the works. Until I'm done,
okay,
I might launch that on your show then.
Okay, cool.
You down for that?
Let's talk about it. Let's do it.
All right, I'm down.
We're gonna take a short commercial break, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk the hip hop awards and the diaspora scene, and then we're gonna see if we can get Ke4 to come in on the hot seat for a few minutes before we wrap this up. Stay tuned.
I'm warming it up.
I'm hanging out with Mr. Ke4, talking all about the scene here and in America where he currently lives. I don't know if he's planning to come back. But before we get back into this conversation, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed to the Ruby V channel, go ahead and subscribe. There's a lot of dope content out here for you to check out. So yeah, go subscribe. You know, if you see anything interesting, go ahead and like. Previous episodes of the NGShip Podcast are in audio format and they are on this here channel. So go ahead and check those out. And yeah, drop me a comment and share it, because if you like this, chances are your homies are gonna like this as well. Back into the conversation with Mr. Ke4. And I want us to talk about the hip hop awards. I know, like, we kind of had a conversation, and you were like, you know what, we gotta add Diaspora Artist of the Year award. And this is something I thought about because, you know, King Kanja is out there, you out there. But then I was like, is it sustainable? Are there people who are out there that we can actually nominate and get this going? So you tell me what the scene is like.
Can I tell you the weirdest thing that you might be hard for you to believe? There are so many Kenyan artists out there.
Yeah?
They do their thing just right there.
Well, then why isn't the music also getting to us too? What's happening?
You know, so I happen to be one of the guys who just kind of push and shove a lot of things. I want to get my music out there. I want to get my music over here. I want everybody to hear it. I have I have me who's doing this, Ke4 who's doing it, MC Ryan who's doing it, King Kanja who's doing it. There's this dude who just dropped the record with Shanti Flames.
Yes.
Young Coded. Doing it from Colorado too. I'm just name dropped like about 6. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's a lot of diaspora artists.
No women out there?
They're all singers, to be honest.
I mean, we'll take them too. So
you know, there are females who are singers. You know, I've ran into Moombi. I don't know if you know Moombi.
Yeah.
Moombi's out there. She's one of the ladies that I know who does the choruses and kills the vocals too. There's others that are really good at what they do. They just don't put their music out there for the world, because it's not an easy thing to do Kenyan music outside Kenya. Trust me, it's not an easy thing. It's very challenging.
it's already difficult to do Kenyan music in Kenya.
So now think about it. I mean, maybe sometimes they may think, but you know, you probably have access to 1, 2, 3. You might have access to 1, 2, 3 things that maybe somebody out here don't got it. But then again, they got the crowd. They got people who resonate to the music, who actually relate to the music when you make it. You know what I'm saying? I'll play a record to a Kenyan fella who's right there, be like, yo, that's dope. Next thing is they just pump up a Nigerian record, and you feel like, yo, we could have just continued with the Kenyan vibe. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of challenging. The shows over there is, you know what I'm saying? You can get a show, but you could do a Kenyan show and the Nigerian show, you get more fans in the Nigerian show than a Kenyan show. Something that is kind of hard to understand why, but you know, they say it's a vibe. So I guess we don't have a vibe. That's something that y'all wrong about. We do have a vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We do have a vibe, and our music is really good. So so many Kenyan artists that are based outside just Kenya itself. And I'm just saying the ones that I know just between New York, LA, Dallas, there's DC, Kanja, and there's North Carolina. There's like 2 of them there, and they still working with some people here. And there's Colorado, homie who just dropped. So, and I'm in Jersey, New York. I'm holding that part down and everything. So I know people from different places who are doing it. And talking about the uncut. What's up, Ruby?
No, what you saying?
What's up, Ruby? How come we ain't in there?
You know, every year we grow. I mean, it's only in its 3rd year this year, right? We've only done 2 shows, and with every show you get to learn something new. So I guess it's something that, honestly, it's something that I've been thinking about for a minute. It's just that I also don't know what is happening over there. It's like, I know you, but then are you going to be the only artist nominated in the thing? We got to have like 4 or 5. And then, you know, we'll check them out. I guess now that's our assignment.
Hey, listen. If you out there with me, you got my Instagram, and you got my girl's Instagram. So
let's tell them the Instagram one time so that.
My Instagram, the real Mr. Dot. There's a K, there's a E, then there's a number 4. You understand? The real Mr. Dot Ke4. If you want to be a part of the uncut, if I got the permission to say that.
Wait, okay, Well, I don't even know. I don't know.
I'm dragging you into this. You know what I'm saying?
It.
But listen, if you're a Kenyan artist and you hear Ruby here is talking about, you know, kind of considering this right here, let's join this team and let's just get this happening, right?
Yeah.
Let's get this going.
Okay,
let's get this movement. You know, let's not jump into the conclusion, but let's convince her. You know
I'm with that. All right, that's cool. I mean, okay, so where can people check out your music? I want Force to kind of hop on and kind of speak about.
Broski K4's finna pull up. So you go to my Instagram, right there on the link. That's my YouTube channel. Okay. You feel me? You can find me on Instagram, the real Mr.Ke4. Go on my bio, click on the link, you'll get all my music. And once you go to YouTube, you ain't gonna leave because that's home. I got records. You can find me on iTunes, you can find me on Spotify, you can find me on Deezer, you can find me on almost every other platform. Matter of fact, Boomplay Kenya too. You heard?
Dope.
I'm in there. Three EPs deep. You feel me? I'm about to drop that draw one too, so stay on the lookout. You heard? You know we have the dopest podcast in Kenya right now.
You know what I'm saying?
This is dope. This is dope. So, you know, shout out my girl Ruby for getting me here today. You know what I'm saying? So, And
I hope we had fun, right?
And the wine, you know
well,
what
hold
I'm
on.
saying?
I think we should.
You know,
It's too little. Let me add a little. We're gonna.
And the wine is dope. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's nice. Okay.
The wine is dope. You feel me? So, yeah.
Cheers to.
one of the dopest.
All right. Ooh.
Cheers to Uncut Words and my girl Ruby.
Cheers to you too.
And Chachisha, check that out.
Yes, indeed. What a
Chachisha,
Ke4
check
Sakujaba.
that
Wait,
out.
but first, before you even go, okay? Tell me just, a little bit about the coming of Chachisha.
Oh, Chachisha.
That's the latest one.
Chachisha is crazy.
Ska,
He has
Mr.
me,
Ke4.
my boy, Ke4 Kforce, and Scam Cardinali. If you haven't checked out the video, go on YouTube, check it out. If you haven't really found a way to get a link and you follow either me, K4 or Scott on Instagram, click on the bio. You feel me? Click on the bio and you will get to the record. The record is Chachisha and it's one of the dopest records.
Visuals are crazy.
I seen my boy Calligraph co-sign it. That was dope. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple. And Ruby had it playing on the radio too.
Course.
You feel me?
Yes,
So
indeed.
shout out to HSC. They did their own thing. And the record was craziest thing is I didn't even know Scott was on it.
No word.
I didn't know until the day I landed in Kenya.
Wait, hold up. We're going to ask Ke4 about this. We're going to ask him what made him actually put Scott on that record. Thank you for hanging out, man. I hope you've had
anytime.
fun.
I had fun. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to having me here and thanks to the...
Tell them to subscribe.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel and subscribe to this channel right here. This podcast. You
Yes,
feel me?
indeed.
Shout out to the people on this side and shout out to the people behind this side. You
Yes,
heard?
indeed.
One love.
Wait, do not touch that dial. Don't move. Ke4 is
It's
coming
about
to the
to pull
hot
up.
seat. Yes, indeed.
Bow.
Thank you so much for checking out this episode of the NGShip Podcast. We've been hanging out with Mr. Ke4 all the way from the United States of America. Kisi boy though, regardless.
Village boy.
Yes, if you have checked out this episode of the podcast and you still haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this conversation, share it with your homies, share it on your social media platforms. You can always tag the podcast at the NGShip Podcast on Instagram. You can drop me a thumbs up. You can also drop me a comment. You can also share this with your homie because apparently YouTube actually relies on that. If you do that for my channel, it looks like I'm popping and somehow more of my videos are gonna pop up on the YouTube channel. So you go ahead and do that. I'm gonna catch you on the next episode of the NGShip Podcast. A massive shout out to the people who are making this possible. Santos behind the camera, Kayvo, brand Kedemi, and we have Paul Makeup Parlor with the makeup paintbrush. You see this face?
Slaying and shit.
Stop playing with me. Trend sneakers for the dope ass sneakers, and of course, Amore Wines. This is some dope.
And this is a dope podcast.
And Encore, Nairobi, the location where we shoot the podcast at. Catch you on the next episode of the NGShip Podcast. Peace.
Yeah.